Welcome back to my channel. Good to see you. And before you make your YouTube video, here are the 5 things that you can do to make sure you're getting the best out of your video. Number 1 is to prepare in advance. Define your audience. Who is this video meant for? And for you to be more focused, if you're looking at a bigger volume of people, you can choose a specific person you'd like to talk to and talk to them as straight and candid as possible, because people are more receptive if you're talking as if you're talking to a person, not just talking to the camera. So define who is your audience. Are you talking to creators who are trying to get watch hours, get more subscribers, or get what is the purpose? Are you doing a demonstration? Are you doing a cooking class? Are you educating? Are you just entertaining? So look at, when you're doing a video, look at the camera as if you're talking to a person, not just talking to the camera. So define your audience and the purpose of your video, and then plan your content. Have an outline. When earlier on, when we were studying, you're told, like, when you're doing a composition, you do the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. So plan it in a way that you have the introduction. What is the introduction? Is there a hook that will keep the viewers from watching your content? Are they going to watch your content because you said something in the beginning, in the introduction, that kept them wanting to know more about your content? And in the body, now you explain the actual points that, so for example, in this video, the points, the 5 key points that you should consider when you're doing your video, then you put them in the middle, and then what is the conclusion and the call to action. So you can split it into 3 major segments, and in between you build on the content. And when you're having to write an outline, I know maybe some people are using maybe a teleprompter or some writings, but the best is to have your own way that works for you. So for me, I have like a book where I write everything, and it's just an outline. You don't have to write word for word. Otherwise, then it's better to use a teleprompter. Then you can read just like you're reading the news. Check your equipment. What are you going to use to record? Are you using your phone? Make sure it's on airplane mode or some mode that people are not disturbing you when you're doing your content. And if you're using a camera, well and good, make sure that it's working, it's charged and ready for use. And then, which microphone are you going to use? Are you using the phone microphone or are you using external microphone? And make sure that they are working. And also the lighting. If you're relying on daylight, make sure that you're recording when there is still daylight. I know in the tropical countries, then the light is not a problem because you have, on average, 12 hours of sunlight every day. So if you're using daylight, then you have to consider which part of the world you're living. Like for us here, now the daylight has reduced to around, I think sunrise is around 9 o'clock and sunset is around 3 p.m. So that's quite around 6 hours of daylight. So if you're relying on the daylight, make sure you record, plan in advance so you record when there is still sunlight. Also, the location. How accessible is the location for your recording? Are you recording at home? Then of course, maybe you have access all the time. And if you're recording in another place because you're doing a campaign or doing something, then plan in advance based on where you're going to record. And research and optimize. There is always someone who has done the same topic as you're planning to do. Look at what they have done. How have they done their video? Are there points that you can borrow from them? Are there sentences or words that you can use to kind of optimize your video so that it's being pushed or recommended to many people? So look at your competitors. Have they done similar video? And what were the keywords? And you can use tools like TubeBuddy, you can use vidIQ, which I use, and you can use also Google Trends to see what is trending and what has been done on that particular topic. And also gather the necessary materials. If you're going to be doing a demonstration for a product, check that the product, that you're able to use the product when you're doing your video. Sometimes, of course, it might be new for you, so you can do it in advance if that's possible, and then you can redo as you record the second time. Of course, if it's an unboxing, then it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You learn as you open and as you make mistakes and as you move forward. So don't wait for it to be perfect. Just go with the flow. Yeah, it's never that serious unless it's a technical product that you need to be an expert for you to operate. So if it's just an equipment like a camera or microphone, tripod stand, then you can just trial and error even as you do your video. And lastly, call to action. Always remember to tell your audience what exactly you want them to do. Do you want them to watch the next video that you've attached? Do you want them to like? Do you want them to subscribe? Or what do you like them to do? So in this video, I would like to call all my audience. If you're new here, please subscribe and also leave us a comment. It doesn't have to be a positive comment or negative or whatever. Just share your thoughts in the comment section. And remember to take care of yourself. Even as you do content creation, if you're doing it full time or even part time, remember to take breaks in between. Remember to hydrate. Drink water. Carry a bottle of water wherever you're going to do your recording. Take care of your mental health. Don't do too long shifts or too long continuous hours of recording. Take care of yourself as a person, because content creation will always be there. You don't have to kill yourself for creating like 3-4 days nonstop. Yeah, there will always be content. So plan your time and ensure that you're taking care of yourself. And during recording your video, I'm going to be sharing 7 of the most important and the simplest of the things that you can do to make sure that your video is going to perform better than any other. Because in the market, we have so many people who are producing similar videos, but what makes your video stand out from the others? And in my previous video, I talked about 5 items or 5 things that you should put into account when or just before you produce your video or before you do your recording. So if you've not watched that, please go back and watch that video, because this is a follow-up on that. So during recording of your video, what do you do? The first 5 seconds of your video are the most important. And on your introduction, make sure that you have attention-grabbing kind of introduction about what you're going to be sharing in your video, because that's when people notice that, is this the video for me or this is not for me? So begin with a hook. And a hook can just be a strong statement, a question, or a list of the things that you're going to be sharing in your video. So make sure that you put it as clear as possible so that the viewers are able to know and expect, or what to expect from your video. And number 2 is the energy and clarity. How clear are you giving your message? Maintain the energy that is relevant to the video. If you're talking about something very sad, then the energy is different from when you're talking about something that is very cheerful, or if you're making a strong statement about something. So maintain the energy in tandem with the energy that is in the video, and keep that all through your video. So don't fluctuate. Of course, if the emotions are changing in the video, then of course that can also change. And maintain eye contact. When you're doing your recording, do it as if you're talking to someone, that you're talking to someone that you know who needs or who is looking for a solution for whatever it is that you're saying in your video. So maintain eye contact. Make it as personal as possible. And another thing is the lighting. And you can even test your lighting. If you're using the natural light, then of course you don't have so much control over that. But if you're using a ring light or some kind of artificial light, then you can test different temperatures, like how your video is going to come out to be. So for example, now I'm using the white light, and I could change to a different shade that's like off completely. It even looks much better. And if I do like a different one, that's the warm light, how it looks like. So you can test like different options of your light and see which one best suits your recording. And another one is the audio quality. Nothing destroys a good video than when you have very loud background noises or extra voices, or if the voice is not clear. If your audio is bad, however good the editing and the video is, nobody is going to listen to it. So basically for you, I mean, you can get away with it, for example, if you're doing a TikTok or something. But if you're doing YouTube, people would like to listen to the voice. So make sure that your voice is as clear as possible. If, of course, you're reporting in a very crowded environment and that's the message that you want to give, then that is different. But if you're doing a recording at home or somewhere, then look for a place that has less background noise, or you can use noise cancelling microphones. So invest in your microphone. In fact, the first thing that you should invest in, apart from your camera, because for the camera you can use your phone, the first thing should be the microphone. So invest in that as soon as you're able to, because it will improve the quality of your audios. And then the framing and composition. How do you place yourself in the video? Are you too much on the left, too much on the right? So make sure you are close to the center as possible. And of course, if you need to put some text in between, then you could just go slightly on one side so that you have space to put your text. And finally is to call to action. This is so important. What do you want your viewers to do? Do you want them to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share, to watch another video? What exactly do you want your viewers to do? So always remember to put the call to action. And with those 7 items, I hope that your video is you're going to get the best out of your video. So try these. Let me know in the comment section how your video performance improved or reduced or something like that. So thank you so much for watching. If you're new, please subscribe and leave us a comment, honest comment about this video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about once you record your video. So the first thing is to edit your video. First of all is to edit for the speed. Do you want it to go as more faster than how you were talking? Or do you want it to be slower? Or do you want to change the pace as per the content of your video? So you have to do editing and remove especially the pauses in between. There's nothing as annoying as having someone talk and the pauses in between. Remove those pauses in the beginning. Start with those ones. Even before you look at other things, start with the pauses that are coming in between. You want your voice to be as seamless as possible. So edit for speed and edit to remove the pauses in between. And then add the subtitles. Nowadays, I have seen most YouTubers, they're not using like complete subtitles. And the subtitles or the captions, you can actually have them from the YouTube studio itself, or you can use other tools. For example, I'm using CapCut, and you can use different styles of putting the subtitles. And you can choose to only put the highlights. What are the main points that you're trying to bring across in your video? So you don't have to put all the subtitle word for word, because that gets tiresome for someone who is watching your video. And another thing, number 3, is the transitions and effects. Every time you're starting a new important topic, how do you transition from one point to the other? So you can edit that so that you have different transition, or you can apply all so that you have the same transition for every time you have a new topic or a subtitle. And another one is to add music. I know most of other YouTubers are actually discouraging people from adding music, the background music. And for most people, they also feel like it's too much noise. So if you're adding any background music, first of all, check that it's not copyright music, because then the whole work that you've done is going to go to waste. If you get a copyright strike, then that video is not going to be monetized, and it might even negatively affect your channel. So first of all, check that it's free music to use, and check for the volume. Make sure that the volume is very low so that it's actually background music. So the music is not as louder than your voice. It's like you're competing with the background music to get the message out there. So try to balance so that you don't have the music too loud. It makes it too noisy and the message is lost in between. And another thing is to optimize, and especially with your title, your description, and your tags. Those ones you have to use SEO tools. And some of the SEO tools I'm using vidIQ. It's very good, and there's a free version, so you don't have to pay anything. Just optimize your title and then get to your description, and your description should be as simple as possible, but make sure that you use the keywords that are in your video. What is the message you're trying to portray? Use those keywords there. And then in the tags, because this is going to make your content as foundable as possible and for many people. So make sure it is search engine optimized before you can publish. And another thing is the thumbnails. Thumbnails, you can use tools like Canva. That's what I use currently. And you can do your edits. They're the free version that you can use. Edit your thumbnail to be as catchy as possible, because if there are 10 people making the same video title, what will make your video to be picked more than the other is the thumbnail. How appealing is your thumbnail as compared to other people? So make sure it's as catchy and appealing as possible. That's when people are going to pick on your content rather than pick on someone else. Before you publish, then you have to add the end screen. And in the end screen, you can do this from the YouTube studio, and you add the end screen based on what you like to put. So for me, I use like ready-made templates. So where you have either a video or related video and the subscribe button. So that's like helping you for people to either subscribe or to watch your playlist or watch some next video. So the end screen is very important. And if you're doing, for example, a product review and you want to add some links to that product, then you're able to add just before you publish. And finally, afterwards, analyze your metrics. What is the click-through rate? What is the retention rate? Like, how long are people watching your video? Is there a place at some point where you lose the people and they stop watching your video? And try to use those metrics for future references so that you can optimize your videos and you can get better results. So I hope these points were of any value to you. And if you're new, please subscribe, like this video, leave us a comment. This will help us to improve on our future upcoming videos. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.